Hey, masters of business, how are you doing? So, yay, we are here together, right, to share our thoughts and our wisdom. And so, I am coming in here to share some wisdom. Um, and I'm calling this video Sell to Me, Don't Funnel Me, if it'll let me do it. Hold up. Oh, you know what? I'm on the discovery page. Bear with me, you guys, because it's a little bit different trying to do this and sell to me, don't funnel me. Bear with me. It's a little bit different when from live streaming, but in order to create this video, I'm doing it through YouTube and then putting it over here. I'm making sure I'm embedding the link this time, Brother Bedford, so that it's here and it doesn't take us out of the community. And so I've worked with people at varying degrees in their business, and if there's one thing that I've seen over and over again is this resentment. I know all of us don't necessarily sell to black people only, but I know most of us we want to work with our own. And if we do anything that has to do with building success, creating character, helping people to become better entrepreneurs, if we're shining, we want to help other blacks shine too, right? But what I have found is that there's a lot of resentment in our community, and we feel like, oh, blacks don't want to spend money. And at the only time they want to spend money is when they are spending it on some overrated program with somebody that doesn't care about them, that we're always about the glitz and the glamour, and that's all that we ever want. But most of us, we have high touch real time businesses where people are connecting to us in the moment, where we're having connection calls, we're talking to individuals, we're networking with them at events. And what I have found with a lot of people is that there's this tendency to be like, look at this immense value that I just gave you in this conversation, or in that, freebie that opt-in that I created. How dare you not spend money with me right now? And it's like, okay, well, statistically, this is what the stats say. So, let me just put them on a list so then they can go down the rabbit hole of opening up a series of emails, or better yet, not opening them. And I'm getting upset because if they really wanted it, why aren't they buying, or why aren't they doing anything? And so, as a person who teaches sales, especially when there's that one-to-one conversation and where a script really isn't going to cut it, what I have found is that people spend more time saying, this is me, this is what I do you want this, do you need help with this? Okay, I got you. Or like, for instance, something as simple as publishing a book. I publish books. I've got blessed. Do you want to be a best-selling author? I make best-selling offers. I've made 10, 15 people best-selling authors. Have you heard of this person, that person? Bam. Okay, so what's good? You want to work with me? That'll be bam, 2K, 5K, 7,500, whatever it is, to work with you. Even if you're a lower ticket person, it's like, I can do all of that for you for 750. And then the person's kind of like, oh, okay. And if they say, I wasn't expecting it to cost that much, or they kind of shy away from it, we on this side have a tendency to get offended. See, look, they don't never want to spend no money, but then I bet you I'm gonna see them on a cruise or doing something else. Now, don't get it twisted. I know that some of us are preoccupied, that we are more concerned about Jordans and, Black Friday lines when that was a big thing, than we are about making sure that we invest in ourselves. But those people. Those aren't the people that you're looking for. A lot of you are turning off great people in front of you every single day that are willing to buy from you. But that's because you don't understand how to have a conversation that leads someone down a strategic emotional path where you show them their dream coming to life, where you show them the transformation that is possible for them. And you show them so vividly that something clicks and they have a level of transformation in that conversation right there. And so a lot of us have gotten so into the gimmicks and the trickery. And if you send it out to this many people, 30% open, 10% follow through, 10%, look, 1% clicks the link, and whatever, all of those little silly numbers, that you're not realizing that the follow up and the follow through is important. And many of you don't follow up. What you do is you follow back up to see if they have money, but you don't follow back up to build a relationship. And then not only that, I would also like to add that whatever that looks like for you, if you're going to say that you're an online beast, but then you hardly post, you hardly do live streams, you hardly put any offers out there, then how do you expect your business to expand? So you're having very few conversations and very few conversions. And if you're out there in the public eye, but then you only go to a networking event here and there, how do people really know you? And a lot of you, a lot of business owners, I don't really think that they don't realize that their little hub is really small and that you're saturating the audience that you've built and that you're not continuously expanding and have a broader audience. You're not growing with your audience. And so when you put offers out there, it's all you got. And when you put them out there and you say, here it is, and people don't say yes right away, then you really are ignoring the reality of that 7 to 12 touches and making sure that those touches are genuine, moments of moments of peaked interest. Like I really learned something about August, and I remember she mentioned this thing was coming up. Hey, lady, I don't want anything. I was just checking on you to see how things are coming up with you working on such and such and such. And we need that, right? And the reason why I'm saying this, try to keep this short, keep it under 10 minutes, is because in a dialogue that I've had with other people and with Brother Bedford, we've talked about how so many of us are hurt, how we don't trust. And so we're not quick to move, except for when we're in those like moments in those situations. And so if that is true, then we have to ask ourselves, then what are we doing to make sure that someone feels loved? How are we creating an atmosphere where they feel like they can be vulnerable so that those relationships can be built and so that trust can be built upon? If it becomes a funnel me experience, you're never going to build my trust. And so what's going to end up happening, if the funneling experience is what I'm supposed to get, then I'm going to go over here to this white person who looks like they have a superior funneling experience because I'm going to do whatever it takes to get my dream off the ground, even though it's not what I ever really wanted myself either. I wanted that connection to community, but I made the decision because I see that this is how the game is played, as opposed to giving a different experience. Part of what we do, it has to do with transforming and educating our audience. And so my thing, in my personal opinion, I believe that more of us need to make sure that we're making those connections and we're making an impact long before we're ever even trying to sell anything, because it's going to be a game changer when people have enough faith to say yes. So ultimately, what are you doing to move someone's spirit? Not your presentation. Because see, when you give me presentation and you let me know that you got a great system and I could be a best-selling author after these 10 steps, I might sit there and try to dissect the steps and be like, okay, well, she offering me this, that, and the other, but I don't really need no help with no covers. I got Adobe and I do PowerPoint, I got Canva, I got the whole suite. Okay, well, yeah, I know that she's saying it, and people will begin to look at what you have to offer and be like, well, if they charging that much and I don't really need all of these things, then maybe then that's when they start saying, well, if I don't need that, maybe then I shouldn't be paying this much money. While the other person has sold them on the ideal of their story being known, them making the impact that they wanted, and all of these other things. And and what I found is there's a lot of arrogance sometimes of, yes, I've made all of these other people best-selling authors, but what does that have to do with me? How does that make me feel to believe that I can do it too, and that the impact is going to be what it is that I wanted to be? And so I'm just using that product, in particular. So transformation is needed in the conversation, not bullet points, because bullet points cause me to think. And when I think, guess what I do? I don't buy. People that are thinking don't buy. If you have asked enough of the right relevant questions, you should have enough integrity to know whether or not you can or cannot serve someone. And after you get the relevant questions out of the way, you need to emotionally move someone so that they decide that they want to buy your product. So that's my nugget of wisdom that I wanted to put in here in the group, and then see what kind of conversations you all may want to have even around that, because Brother Bedford is putting in stuff here for us to listen to and for us to sharpen our minds. But we have a lot of wisdom and knowledge within ourselves to share with one another, health tips, spiritual practices, whatever. And so strategy, mindset, and sales are my wheelhouse. So I thought I would just kind of come in and talk about that. In the meantime, in between time, I'll talk to you later, masters of business. Bye.